Hello, Serge here for the Backyard Driving Range. All right, we have a letter that came in from George Snyder. And George says, "Hi Serge, just to follow up this daily with a note to you that it took me 18 months of slicing the ball before I learned that when you say back into the catcher's mitt, the catcher's mitt is not being held as if I were playing baseball center of home plate. It is held for a close inside pitch right in line with the toe line. Parentheses, please tell me if I'm wrong, end of parentheses. What a difference when I turn my shoulders first, limited turn as a one-piece move, and then up the tree my slice was no longer a problem." Awesome. Please let the Sergites know that back into the mitt does not refer to the catcher's mitt behind home plate. I never read this anywhere in your material for clarification. Thanks for all your efforts to make the dailies. George, now a 3-year Sergite. Okay, George. This is an awesome letter in that you wanted me to stop by saying if you're right or wrong. You're wrong, but you're still kind of right in some context. All right? You're wrong about the catcher's mitt where it's at, and I think it's dangerous where you got it, and where you're putting it near the toe line, and I'll explain all that in a minute. But the toe line is critical in the takeaway into the mitt and turn to the toe line. Okay, so let's discuss this. To do this, I'm going to take a couple lines here, and I'm going to set down, and because I want you to really see what's going on, I'm going to stand on this way like as if I was hitting the balls back through my neighbor's yard over there, my two neighbors' yards, okay? And I think that I've already kind of checked it out. I believe that when I get this line set up at the camera, so it'll be dead in line with the camera, I think this line will be pointing somewhere just to the left of the slide back there, if you can see it on the camera. Probably about 2 or 3 feet left of the slide, or at the base of the back leg of the ladder that they have on the back of that thing there, okay? Now, so what George is saying is he's saying that if this was home plate, instead of having the mitt somewhere back here in the middle between these two lines, he wants it back here at the toe line. All right. Now, what do I say it is? And this is in the manuals and in a number of dailies. When I've always said that if I got the club on the middle of this line, and when I take it back, the inside of the catcher's mitt, which I'm talking the middle of the mitt where the ball would land in the middle of the glove, should be a couple inches inside the toe line. All right. Now, many golfers I see, they try to take the club back so straight that the club's not opening up, which means if the club is not slightly opening up, toe up, as you lift it, that means you're going outside. And I can see the club going back. It's a little too shut. I tell them get on a floorboard or something at your house or whatever, and if you're doing that, you can't move the club because the floorboard's going to push. This arrow will push if I do it. So when I do it an arrow or a little stick on the ground, the club should start immediately moving inside. So if you're on a floorboard, within an eighth to a quarter of an inch, the club should already be starting to come slightly inside. But I don't suck it inside, and that's what I fear if you move the club over here, because if your club is all the way here, you're going to keep the club too low very likely in the backswing, which has a good chance of pulling your upper body down a little bit. Your forward knee, for right hand or left knee, would be pulling you downward, and you'd suck it inside. And because you now have a great deal of a momentum going this way, you got a high probability that now you're going to get deeper inside. And now if you get deeper inside and swing straight back through there, you won't be hitting slices to right of your target anymore. You'll be hitting dead straight power shots. All right. But if you get inside and then now you're figuring something out there that your path is out there, and you try to come back this way, body's in motion, stay in motion, direction they're put in motion. So you're going to come out there and pull down, and now you can start, if you come back to square, impact square or over release, and you can be hitting pulls, and then you try to stop that and open your hands again, and then here comes your slice again. All right. So the catcher's mitt is critical to be in the right place to get the critical lift. But you are correct about the importance of the toe line. So once I go into the catcher's mitt, it's only 1 inch or 2 inside the line here, a little bit of turn. I start the backswing with my right hip and my right shoulder turning, which also engages my right knee to turn. And I've been on really high-tech machines that tell me that I start with my right hip, and it shows that's the first thing to move is my right hip and shoulder. As you said, the one-piece takeaway, that moves immediately. And then from there, I'm lifting at the same time. I'm lifting from the second I take the club away. It's right up in the air, just like skipping a rock on a lake. Boom. As soon as your backside starts turning, your arms are lifting right up, and then you're going to have that little slide and skip the rock. So it's turning into here, but the second I'm in that mitt and both hands and arms are lifting together. You can't have one lifting and not the other. They both have to be going together. I'm lifting, but here's where your toe line gets critical. You turn only to the forward arm and shaft over the toe line. That's the left arm for a right-hander, the right arm for a left-hander. Once you reach that, it's all up. There's no more turn. You only turn to the toe line and all up. Because if you only turn into that mitt in here and you turn to the toe line, look where my club is. I'm going to just use this as a 90-degree proof. If I stand here and I turn 90 degrees, look where my arm is. It's way back over there. If I turn to the toe, if I just turn to my toe line, look where my club is. It's pointing out there. That's about 70 degrees. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. But it's that last 20 degrees that gets you to sacred burial ground. So my fear is that if you put the glove here on the toe line, you're in trouble. That's the inside of the plate. Momentum is going to keep you going, and you're going to start getting in trouble. And now you'll end up with blocks and then probably overcorrections and start hitting pull hooks. Pulls and pull hooks. The catcher's mitt is right here inside the aiming line, a couple inches. All right? And then you turn. You start with a one-piece turn with the concept of feeling the toe of the club's always moving first, pure lift, and I'm lifting up. But when the forward arm, which is especially the elbow to the shoulder, is over the toe line, there's no more turn and it's all lift. So it's a little bit of turn to the toe line and a lot of lift. And remember, if the upper arm's over the toe line, the elbow to the hand and the club will be slightly in line. But if you draw up a line from the butt of the club to the ground, it should be no farther back than your heel. Because remember, we're on an inclined plane. And if you drop the club like this, if you were to let the club drop, it should hit right in the center of that fleshy part of your shoulder. If you get up here and you drop a club and it's missing your shoulder or hitting the outside of your shoulder, and especially hitting your arm, or not even hitting your arm, you're way deep. All right? So this is a great question to identify exactly where the catcher's mitt is. It's right about here, but we turn only to the toe line, and from there it's all up. Okay? Great question, George. Hope you understand the significance of the issues and the problems I think the catcher's mitt at the toe line can really start causing. You turn in the mitt and you turn only to the toe line, then it's all lift. That's the definition of the 3/4 limited turn peak performance golf swing. Hopefully this straightens things out and you keep hitting the ball nice, solid, straight, and longer so you can keep shooting those lower scores. That's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.